Bada boom, bada bang, bada bop. We are back today with a Diadora Cellula 2 review, newest max cushion training shoe to hit the market. This one is exclusively for the slugs and the sickos and the running shoe enthusiasts. Happy Thanksgiving to you all. And if you are a running shoe enthusiast, you're into shoes like the Diadora Cellula or maybe the Rad UFO or the A6 Mega Blast, you are in the right place, and an even better place would be the Supple app. So Supple app is my app. It's the best buy, sell, and trade marketplace out there for running shoes, and it's the best place to find deals on running shoes because somebody might get a shoe like this or maybe a more popular shoe like the Evo SL or the Mega Blast, put a few runs in it, it doesn't work for them, and they're listed on the app well below MSRP. So if you want to save a few bucks on running shoes, or you want to be part of a community of sickos who are getting better daily, yes, even on Thanksgiving, pushing themselves, hitting that turkey trot PR, get in with us on the Supple app and enjoy today's video. Diadora Cellula. The Diadora Cellula. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't exactly understand what this shoe right here is. It's the Diadora Cellula 2. How do you say 2 in Italian? I probably should have looked that up before this review. But the Diadora Cellula 2. Diadora did send this to me for free. Here's the thing about owning a business. Here's the thing about running your own enterprise. You got to be flexible. You got to adapt and you got to evolve. So for a lot of this year, I wasn't accepting the free shoes. I've mentioned this before, but I am going to start accepting, and I have started accepting some shoes from some brands. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it for every brand, but if a brand like Rad or Diadora reaches out and offers to send some shoes, I'm going to do it, because for a lot of these smaller brands, I wouldn't be testing these shoes otherwise. So it's likely going to be a mix on the channel going forward. For example, Supernova Rise 3, I bought that with my own money. Most of the shoes this year I bought with my own money, but case-by-case basis, something like this probably would not have gotten any coverage from me. And if I did buy it, it's basically like I'm giving them free promo. So at least this way makes a little bit more sense from a business standpoint. I'm trying to be a smart business owner. Anyway, Diadora Cellula 2. Yeah, I don't really know exactly what this one is. Let me see if I can open this box here. This is a large shoe box. Give me a sec. All right, there we go. This is my U.S. men's 10.5 here. There was another one in there that I'm going to be giving to somebody else to test. Anyway, if you look at the Diadora lineup, they have two other shoes that kind of seem similar to what this is. So they have the Nucleo 2. This would be the Nimbus type competitor here. This would be the pure comfort option. And then they have the Atomo Star, a very expensive shoe, which I did buy with my own money. And I was quite upset about that. And that is the good thing about buying some of these shoes with my own money, is that, man, if I'm spending $200+ on a shoe and it feels like a $150 shoe, I'm gonna be pretty upset about it, and I'm gonna let you know. And the other thing with these shoes is the brands don't seed all of them. So even if they have these 5 releases, they might only be sending out 2 per year. But Cellula 2 is one that they are pushing. So I'm wondering where it lines up with the other max cushion options in the Diadora lineup. So the Nucleo 2, pure comfort. The Atomo Star here, they say this is a super trainer. It was supposed to be what the Mega Blast is or what the Rad UFO is, but it was just so far from that. It does have a nice rocker geometry. I like the design of it, but the foam was just not up to par with what you'd expect from a $200+ shoe. It was super critical EVA, Anima N2. Now, with the Cellula, I actually think they're putting this Anima N2 in the shoe, and perhaps it's going to be a combination of these two shoes. I was looking at the Running Warehouse page last night, and they were saying responsiveness, comfort, designed for long runs, but really about high mileage and taking the impact off while offering some bounce and some additional energy return from the supercritical layer of foam. So it is a cutthroat and competitive market right now. The Cellula 2 is coming in at $180. So the two key shoes that I will be comparing it to today to see if, man, is it a good buy against either of these? Rad UFO. This has been my go-to for daily miles recently. Absolute banger. You get a great rocker, nice lightweight construction, feels great at a variety of paces. I've done everything in it from just yesterday. I did a 10-minute mile pace with my sister, doing some turkey trot prep, and then I've done I think I banged a 5:26 mile in this. Yeah, I did a 4-mile tempo, averaging probably around a 5:30 something, going from 5:40 to 5:26, and this thing felt amazing. So this is more the speed capable daily trainer or super trainer right now. One of the top shoes on the market from a random brand that came out of nowhere. And then not a random brand that came out of nowhere. You have the Nike Vomero Plus. This is one of the top daily trainers or max cushion shoes of the year. It's one of the most popular releases of the year. $180, so same exact price as the Cellula 2. You get a tall stack of this ZoomX foam. It really puts you up on your toes in midfoot. Great bounce, great impact absorption. Slightly more of a comfort-oriented shoe than the Rad, but similar use case, except I wouldn't use the Vomero Plus for true workouts, which I think is going to be the same thing as the Cellula 2, although today I am going to take the Cellula 2 out for a little workout just because that's what I wanted to do this morning, and I also wanted to test these shoes that just landed. So these are the two main competitors, daily shoes with some comfort, with some bounce. $200 for the Rad, but you're paying for the new brand aspect and also very well put together, well considered shoe. And then the Nike, $180. It's the established shoe. It's the pick that you can't really go wrong by getting. I think I put this as the crowd pleaser pick on our running shoe gift guide for Christmas 2025. I think it's going to be going up on the Instagram soon. But if you don't have a max cushion shoe or a daily trainer, you open this up on Christmas morning. Can't go wrong with this, right? If you're looking to get a gift for somebody, the Vomero Plus is just a crowd pleaser type of shoe. So Cellula 2 maybe offering something different. I don't know. Let's see. Here's the thing, though, with brands like Diadora, it's really hard to recommend them, or for not even for me, but it's hard to buy them for a lot of people when you have shoes like the Vomero Plus at $180 because it's just tried and true versus new. But the Rad and what we saw Solomon do earlier this year with the Aeroglide set the template in the format, and there have been a lot of good shoes this year like the Tier Maverick as well from more of these unknown brands, challenger brands, smaller brands that have actually gotten people to test them and have gone viral within our community and within the running shoe enthusiast community at large, the shoe sicko community at large. So there is potential for shoes like this to get more or widespread adoption, but they've got to be good. That's the key thing, especially in our community. People can tell if a shoe is good or if it's just all gimmicks and all marketing fluff. So there's only one way to find out. Bada boom, bada bang. Bada-bop. Woo! Wow, this is a dark colorway, man. So this is the thing when the brands send you shoes, you can't pick the colorway. They just send you whatever. Bro, this is dark. This is almost black Air Force One energy. I feel like I'm going to come in here and step on some necks in this thing. This is just crazy. Yeah, we got the gray. It's the Grout Fit pack with the green, dark green, teal accents. Would not be my first choice. I actually saw in Running Warehouse they had two other colorways. One was black with a white midsole, and the other one was navy with a white midsole. So neither of them were that great. Also, feels like a very heavy shoe, man. Yeah, it might even be heavier than the Nucleo. Gosh dang. But yeah, midsole here, you have the Anima, and then they said it's a dual foam, so you have the Anima N2, which I believe is the same exact foam as the Atomo Star somewhere in here. I'm not really seeing that dual foam action, so maybe it's just on the core where you have the dual foam. Nice rocker. Overall, looks like a very standard max cushion shoe or daily trainer. Let's see. Yep. Nice rocker here. Decent support base out in the back. I believe it's an 8mm drop. Tongue. Ooh, we had some issues with the tongue earlier this week on the Supernova Rise. We did have some tongue drama, and we have a thinner tongue here again. So Hopefully we won't have any tongue drama. But yeah, it looks like a nice shoe. That's the thing with the Diadora shoes. They're all designed really well. I loved the look of the Nucleo 2, and the performance of this one backed it up. So pushing this guy in, they're calling this Anima, and they're calling this Anima, but they feel very different. The Nucleo 2 was one of the softer max cushion shoes of the year. I think this came out last year, right? Regardless, one of the softer max cushion shoes out there in the Nucleo 2. Cellula, not soft. This does not feel particularly soft. Not everything needs to be soft, but just noting that because it is a same foam name, but feels like a different compound. What else? Good padding on the upper. As I mentioned, feels like a very heavy, substantial shoe. I don't think this guy is going to be bottoming out. Not very flexible, and lots of rubber coverage. So lots of elements that you look for in a daily trainer. Good stack, good comfort, it seems like, around the back, but pricey at $180, and seems like it's on the heavier side, especially compared to the Rad and some of these nimbler daily trainers that are coming out. So let's get some specs so then we can take it out for some miles to see what it is all about. I swear this colorway is like the Juvie 5000. It's like the standard issue sneakers they get if you go to juvenile detention centers. Anyway, let's weigh this. Actually, I think I might have a pair of Cellula ones that I never ran in. Let me go check. That's crazy, bro. That's mad disrespectful, as we would say in Lowell, Massachusetts. That's disrespectful. So, yeah, I have a pair of Cellula ones, fresh and crispy, that I never actually ran in. These are kind of fire, though. These are dad drip. I might have to pull this into the casual rotation. Sheesh! Man, look at this colorway, too. The Cellula ones compared to the twos. I'm going with the twos or the ones all day. The ones are clean, man. These are 100% coming into the dad drip rotation. These are fire. These are absolutely fire. But the reason I wanted to pull these out, and Diadora did send these to me a while ago, way back, maybe over a year ago at this point. I guess I just never ran in them for some reason. I think it's one of those things where people just aren't interested in certain brands, Diadora being one of them. And then we have things like the Supernova Rise 3 that comes out, one of the most normal, boring shoes, and it just goes completely bonkers in terms of views and interest because it's Adidas, because it's a big brand. So, yeah, these little brands are really at a disadvantage. So that's the other thing with accepting the shoes, especially from the free brands. I don't know, does it help even the playing field? Because where shoes like the Rad and the Tier Maverick, it's just hard for these guys to compete. So hopefully I can do a good job at least giving the same platform to the smaller brands. Because, again, something like the Cellula or the Rad, I might not have even bought if it weren't sent to me. Anyway, the reason I wanted to take this out was to do a comparison. These are both size 10.5 men's. Let me take this tag off here. So this is the Cellula OG. It honestly feels lighter. 303 grams. Cellula 2. Dude, this feels like a very heavy shoe. I don't know why. Yeah, Cellula 2, 332 grams. I don't know what they're doing with this. As soon as I took it out of the box, I could feel this is a very heavy running shoe. So it got 10% heavier, 332, and it looks the same. I mean, we'll do the stack check to see. Maybe it went up 10 millimeters or something. But the other thing is they were supposed to have put the new foam, right? The new supercritical dual foam setup in the V2. Shouldn't that lighten up the weight if they're going from a standard foam to a heavier foam? I don't know. So 303 in the OGs, and then we have 330 in the new one. Let's see, QA check on the other side. Yeah, 328. So some variation there, but still 330 average. That is very heavy. That's heavy. For some context, Nike Vomero Plus, one of the standard setters for max cushion right now, 316 grams. This is the same weight as the Mag Max, the same weight as the Nimbus. So I would expect a shoe like the Cellula to be around this or lower. Where did I put the Nucleo? Right here. So again, Nucleo might be more of the shoe that is in the straight comfort segment. And this is 292 grams, so 40 grams lighter than the Cellula 2. I also have to say, comparing these two, the Nucleo has a more comfortable upper. It has padding on the tongue. Let's see right here. And the thing is, if the Cellula is designed to be the more responsive one, the speedier option, wouldn't you want it to be slightly lighter? I don't know. It's one of these things where I think I'm part of the problem with the whole lightweight thing because I bring the scale out. But it does matter and it doesn't matter. Right? It does matter because it shows brands are putting together more innovative compounds and formulations when they're lightening up the weight. But it doesn't matter because when we're getting out there and just pounding the pavement hard, we're not really thinking about the weight. I'm rarely thinking about the weight of a shoe when I'm running. Anyway, for some context here about what a nice lightweight trainer looks like right now, Rad UFO, 269 grams, my favorite shoe of the moment. And then if we go all the way to the other end of the spectrum, Max Cushion and very expensive, the Atomo Star, 301 grams, so significantly lighter than the Cellula. So is that why they did it? Did they make the Cellula heavier so that the Atomo Star would appear lighter? I don't know. Yeah, puzzling here with the weigh-in. It's disturbing. Would that be the right? I don't think disturbing. That's too harsh of a word, but some sort of, what's the right word? Puzzling, quizzical. It's a quandary for sure. It's a quandary. All right, let's get the stack check. All right, so take a look at this. We've just got Diadoras popping out from everywhere. So this is the other size I got for another tester, and it's the navy colorway. So just to give you a sense here, if you didn't like the colorway that I got, just classic. I don't know, it's fine. Navy with a gray silver stripe. It's not really speaking to me. Neither of these are really speaking to me, but I think if you're looking for a casual shoe, airport shoe, this one looks like it could be comfortable. With the specs and where this is coming in, maybe what this is the best version of something like a Ghost Max or a Glycerin, right? Is that what it is? A slightly firmer, higher stack, premium daily trainer for someone who wants an alternative to the big brands? I'm thinking that's what it could be. Anyway, let's get our stack measurements. So I've got the OG here, the Cellula OG, which I never ran in, but I'm now going to recruit into dad drip duty because this thing is just clean. It's just clean, bro. So this one is wow, 44 millimeters in the back. That's Max Cushion gang. That is Max Cushion gang. Yeah, 44 millimeters in the back of the OG. Let's take a look at the new one here. It's a very robust shoe. It's a robust shoe, man. Diadora. Boom, 44. So same exact stack height with a 30-gram weight increase? Doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't make any sense to me. It really doesn't. And just looking at these two side by side, it's not like they put... And the last one was padded and the new one is padded. Just slightly puzzling. It really is slightly puzzling. Let's get a check on the Nucleo here. So Nucleo here. Wow, a lot lower. 34.8. So I think the softness of the foam compresses. So maybe the Diadora Cellula is going to be super durable or something. I'm just scratching my head. I literally am scratching my head, and I think there's a mosquito around here. But why is it so heavy? And why did it increase in weight so much? I don't know. Let's get it on foot. All up in the dad drip. I sent my son to his room. He gave me bad lip. I'm a father, but I'm mad hip. In 10 years, I might have a bad hip. Don't play with me. So I've been in the running shoe review business for years now. And this right here, this is what we in the industry insiders like me, this is what we call the moment of truth. This is the moment of truth right here. Lacing up a Max Cushion shoe, it's all about that step-in feel. It's all about that step-in comfort, baby. And I gotta say, the step-in comfort is severely compromised by the fact that I stubbed my toe again last night. Different toe, but same scenario. So this time I was getting up to use the bathroom in the morning, and I come back to get in bed. I didn't have my slides on or these things on. This is the thing. I've been using these recovery shoes instead of the slides, so they're not as easy to slip on and off in the dark, and sometimes I just get lazy with it. I don't want to put them on. Also, you don't need to have the slides or the shoes on your feet all the time, but I come back to get into bed, and we have blackout curtains in our room. I would highly recommend to get blackout curtains in your room if you don't have them. It really gives that hotel darked out vibe. It's really nice for sleeping. So I can't see anything, though, when I come back into the room, and then bang, my sense of awareness, I guess, is not that great. And I guess in 3 years of living in this house, I haven't memorized where the bed is, and I just slammed my pinky toe into the bed again. So I'm on a run of just stubbing my toe. I don't think I've stubbed my toe since 2 weeks ago in years. And then that's back-to-back 2 toe stubs in November. So toe stub boys, arrow pointing down right now, man. It's a movie. Get Out or something. It's a scary movie, man. That's the type of movie it is. All right, lacing up the Cellula 2. This is not bad. Honestly, this feels completely fine. And this is what I was saying about the Supernova Rise 3 the other day. When I lace up a shoe like this, and this one is $40 more expensive, but I'm not lacing this up and thinking, oh my gosh, wow, $180 shoe, this is amazing. No, I'm lacing this up and thinking, this is fine. There's nothing wrong with it. It feels like a normal shoe. That's what I want out of a daily trainer, whether it's $140 or $240. It just needs to be fine and to not have anything wrong with it. And I'm happy to report this one does. Really nice step-in feel. Upper fits perfectly for a size 10.5. Maybe a touch snug in the toe box compared to some other things, but nothing really too crazy to report. Decent length up front to have just enough room. Great padding around the back. I actually really like what they've done here. And no lace bite. It's a nice lace and tongue combination here. And the laces, you can even see the laces, the colorway matches the shoes. It does not feel cheap at all. This does feel like a nice upper for a $160 to $180 shoe. There's nothing about it that's blowing me away on the step-in feel, but it just feels normal, which is a good thing. I would much rather be normal than have something weird. They've also done normal eyelets and everything, so we shouldn't have any issues. Diadora is a very quality brand. I gotta say, they typically don't have any quality issues. All right, walk test. All right, so in terms of the underfoot walking feel, again, nothing really good or bad to report. It just feels like a shoe. Rocker is nice. The foam feels like it's in that Goldilocks zone. Pretty much what I would expect. Not super soft and squishy. Nucleo had a way softer feel, but doesn't feel like it's going to be a brick or anything. A few issues, though. Rubber, not sure how this is going to perform in the wet. It is slightly slick out here today, so that's something to keep an eye on. And then one thing that I did notice is medial side of the shoe, so the inner or middle of the shoe, there is an arch bump, and I'm not sure if this is something across all the Diadora shoes or just the Cellula Due. By the way, Due, that means two in Italian. I looked it up, Cellula Due. I'm not sure if that's just in this shoe or across all their shoes, so it's something to keep an eye on. And then it does have a slightly narrower fit through the forefoot and the midfoot, but very comfortable around the back. Great secure feel. Feels like a solid daily trainer. That's what I think is going to be solid daily trainer with maybe a $20 price premium on it because it's Diadora. I don't know. Let us get some miles in it to find out. So plan for today, few miles of warm up, and then I'm going to do some 2-minute surges, try to get down to half marathon pace or so. I don't know how these are going to perform, so that's going to be the question for today. Can these rip? Can these do some pace? This is going to be a fun one. Let's go. Let's see. Can the Cellula 2 go fast? I don't know. All right, so I just spent the last 20 minutes dealing with absolute nonsense. I go inside to get the pod. I put the pod on my shoe and to switch out the camera and everything. And I check my email and acquiring GPS signal, wait in place. Okay, I check my email and I see that our Instagram account has been suspended and we were reported for a copyright violation, which was really odd to me because that happens when you use pictures, or if leaks, for example, if a shoe picture leaks and it's a stock photo of the shoe that the brand owns, you could get reported for a copyright violation. That's happened in the past, but we don't do that anymore. I don't post leaked pictures anymore for that exact reason. So I said, what the heck happened? It turns out Adidas reported our account for a copyright violation with the Supernova Rise 3. And that's a shoe I bought with my own money, and they claimed I was using copyrighted photos. The entire video was what I shot myself. So I'm guessing the shoe was supposed to be under embargo or something, and they didn't like we did an early review. So they reported us for a copyright violation on something I shot myself. It's just crazy. And Instagram just rules in favor of the big companies right away. So our account is suspended right now. So I emailed them. I'm trying to get it resolved. Hopefully it gets taken care of, but it's messed up, man. They're messing with my bag. They're messing with the business, and everything we did is 100% above board. The shoe is literally on sale still at Running Warehouse. And one of the things with being an independent tester and not getting all of the shoes from the brands is that one of the very small competitive advantages I do have is when I can get a shoe early, buy a shoe early before the other accounts get it. That's a very small competitive advantage I have because people are addicted to newness. In that Supernova Rise 3 video, it was actually going off on Instagram. And now it got taken down. And our entire account got suspended when everything we did was above board. It's just crazy, man. It's really messed up. Because we haven't done anything wrong in this scenario. And the platform just, without even doing any sort of due process, suspends our account. And I hired some accountants earlier this week. Might be hiring a legal team next, because this is stuff that just fires me up, man. We got to be able to compete. And this is the actual same exact issue that happened with New Balance earlier this year. That one was more of a gray zone because we posted leaked pictures. However, the photos, it was somebody took a photograph of a brochure, a New Balance brochure that had information about upcoming shoes, and we posted it. I feel that should be protected under First Amendment, right? You should be able to, it's a leak, right? Say a government document leaks, New York Times or whoever it is should be able to post it. It's like what happened with the Signal chats earlier this year. But this stuff happens all the time. Classified documents leak, stuff comes out. That should not be protected under copyright law. But what happens on these platforms is that brands are overreaching and abusing copyright law. And it's dinging people who are putting out content like us. It's the type of stuff that fires me up, man.
It's just crazy because I don't get very many reviews anymore that pop off. And that one was on Instagram. And they got it taken down. So, man, I don't know. Anyway, Diadora Cellula 2. Now I'm just fired up. I don't even know what to say about this shoe. It's solid, very solid. Feels like a slightly firmer. Feels like a slightly firmer mileage eater type of daily trainer. First half a mile or so, I don't mind the weight. It definitely doesn't feel like a lightweight shoe, but not horrible or anything. Talking about copyright violation, man. I bought a shoe with a publicly accessible link. Is Dole gonna come after me for a copyright violation if I post a banana on the Instagram account? Talking about copyright violation. The other thing is, I'm giving your brand free promo. What the heck? This is total low mileage behavior, man. This is what I'm saying though, if you don't work with the brands, this is why I've really fought, or for a long time I did, for the independent. If you don't work with the brands, if they're not feeding you out of their hands, flying you around, they're hunting you down, man. It's not a conspiracy. If you don't do what they want, they come after you. So that's the type of energy Adidas is on right now, man. It's embarrassing. I just hate when things are unfair. Unfairness fires me up more than anything. With social media, man, you gotta grind. You gotta grind, put out 20 things for every one that goes off. And if you have one that goes off that then gets taken down, that could be a month of work down the drain. There's a cost to it. Anyway, with the shoes, man, we're about a mile in here. This is fine. Slightly firmer daily trainer. I do like the toe off. There's some good bounce and response on the front. But overall, I don't know. There's just nothing special about it. Not bad. Eight millimeter drop is nice. Just smooth, slightly firmer daily trainer. Seems like this is gonna go into the solid to good category. Mile 2, 7:30. It is quite balmy out here today. It's in the 60s. This is gonna be the last warm day for a while though. I forgot I was supposed to do a workout. It's too fired up, man. Too fired up. They don't want to see a small business succeed. Some Hitler energy coming out of Adidas, man. We off that. It's the type of stuff to get a brother fired up, man. Fired up. Might get on my Clarence Thomas and start getting real litigious out here. Don't play with me. Three stripes, more like Third Reich. We off that. So the 3 words I'd use to describe this: smooth, firm, and cushioned. It's nice for somebody who likes this type of an experience. It's easy to turn over. There's a nice energetic feel on the forefoot, but you get a lot of protection still. It's an enjoyable ride. Not a crazy banger or anything, but just enjoyable. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to dial up half marathon pace in this thing though. I'm gonna do some strides anyway. Give it a shot. Yeah, definitely not a quick shoe. First 2 strides I hit around 6 flat pace, which is, that's not a stride. That's I don't even know. It's not even marathon pace. So not a speedy shoe, but I'm gonna give it a shot. Maybe I'll just do 2 minutes of harder running. Just go based on feel. Because yeah, dialing up half marathon race pace in these puppies, I don't know if that's happening. I'm telling you, if these guys don't restore my account by the end of the day, I'm going scorched earth. I'm going Old Testament God type beat. Biblical levels of destruction are coming from my enemies if the Sup While Running account is not restored by the end of the day. I'm not giving thanks this Thanksgiving. I'm giving butt whoopings. Man, I've really been trying to change. I've been trying to get better, feel more secure in my spot as one of the biggest running shoe reviewers. Supwell is one of the biggest running gear media companies out there. Just trying to feel like I belong here, right? Yeah, I belong here. I'm one of the big guys now. I've got a seat at the table. The industry is now gonna welcome me with open arms, and everyone will value what Supwell is bringing, and I can work with the brands and we can sing Kumbaya and hold hands. And then something like this happens and it makes me feel like David again, and it makes me get in the who you call a small bag. It makes me bring the levels of righteous indignation to smite down the bullies. So it's just a hard thing to balance, because I want to be the nice, calm, cool, collected CEO of Sup While Running. I want to be able to take off. Look, take off the hobby jogger hat, show the nice haircut. I want to be able to do that. That's what I want to do. But then something like this happens. We put the hobby jogger hat back on and we go scorched earth. Just I really want to stop feeling like the underdog. Stop feeling like I have to operate with that chip on my shoulder. I do. I would love to be just an established veteran of the industry, getting along nicely with everyone. But then there's something like this that happens, right? It's hard. It's hard. All right, I'm gonna start these 2-minute surges. I have no idea what type of pace I'm dialing up today. I don't think it's gonna be 5:30 in these things, but we'll see. I'm gonna start when it gets to 28 minutes, and that's perfect because it will take us right through to exactly an hour. It is 2 by 8 minutes with 8-minute rest. All right, let's go. First one, 5:34 pace. So in terms of using a shoe like this as a workout shoe, there's not a lot of natural pop to it. For example, when I'm jogging here, it's not bouncing me along. When I'm pushing, it's not slowing me down, but I'm just not getting much response from it. Now, this wouldn't be the #1 run I would do in the shoe, but I just wanted to get a workout in, because at least a mini one. Tomorrow's the turkey trot, and then holidays, etc. So I don't want to go too long without throwing in some pace. Two minutes, 5:37 pace. But I got the heart rate up to 177. So this is where it's helpful to have the data, because I'm in a not fast shoe on a hilly course. So instead of trying to absolutely murder myself by getting down to 5:29, which was my race day half pace in the fast R3, I can shoot for heart rate target instead. So go by effort. Yeah, this is definitely not bad, man. Not really much in the way of speed assistance, but it does have some good bounce on the front when you drive through it. That's the benefit of a slightly firmer daily trainer. And one nice thing is sometimes these Max Stack shoes, like the Mag Max, they can feel that they're getting in the way when you try to pick up the pace. This one isn't, because I'm not sinking down as much. Man, 2-minute recoveries seem long on paper, but in reality, they're quite short. Let's go again in 11 seconds. All right, see you on the other side. Rep 2, 5:35. Man, can't get this Adidas bogus out of my head. If they don't have my account restored by next week, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna fly down to TRE. This is good timing. Fly down to TRE. I'm gonna park my behind in the Adidas booth like a young MLK, stage a sit-in, and I'm not gonna leave until they restore the Subwell Instagram account and retract their bogus copyright claim. And if that doesn't work, I'm getting on my Malcolm X. It's the type of stuff make me forget I have an Ivy League degree in an MBA. Might pull up to Nuremberg talking about by any means necessary. Don't play with my money, Adidas. It's personal. It's personal. Taking food off my table. It's personal, Adidas. Rep 4, 5:31 pace. This type of stuff got me feeling like a young Toussaint Louverture. Don't play with my money, Adidas. Another 5:31 up the hill. I know some people might be thinking, why are you so upset? It's just an Instagram account. But if you've ever been in a place in your life where you feel, man, I don't know how I'm gonna make it through. I don't know if there's gonna be a day where I feel totally secure. If you've ever been in a place like that, you know that feeling of insecurity. Man, it's triggering. So when I work to build something up and I feel like it's getting taken from me unfairly, it sets me off. I feel like all this can disappear. Some days I really feel that. I wake up and I feel like all this could go away in an instant. It takes decades to unlearn that mindset, man. Still cutting open toothpaste, still cutting open lotion bottles. Charlie has to throw them away. It's a scarcity mindset. But guess what? That's why I grind every day. That's why we're going daily. That's why I'm never gonna fail. That's why the slugs don't fail. Don't play with me. Let's go. You boys don't know anything about cutting open toothpaste, man. Let's go. 2 more. 2 more. Let's go. It's the blood, sweat, and mileage, baby. Can't suspend the Subwell app. Can't suspend the Subwell app. Don't play with me. Two more. Pushing pretty good out here. That one was 5:37 pace. One more, baby. Charlie said the phrase "go one more" is banned in our house, so I can't say that, but I have an additional rep. Going more is actually not very good training advice. You want to go the exact amount required to get adaptation. So if you have a coach or even following a runner or you're a self-coach, do the exact specified amount. Don't go one more, because that would pose an overtraining risk, which could increase the chance of getting an injury. I would not suggest going one more. Last one, exact specified amount. Completing the task as we initially set out with no extra effort. So yeah. Last one, 5:28. This is like the Jimmy G of running shoes. No truly elite traits, but good looking, and will get the job done. It's a solid backup, man. It's not gonna be the one you likely pull for first. It's not the one you want in your starting lineup, but as a backup, very solid. Nothing wrong with its game. Speaking of former 49ers quarterbacks, this Adidas stuff's got me feeling like Colin Kaepernick, man. To burn down this whole institution. Trying to take a brother out. It's stuff like this, though, that makes me question how long do I need to work my behind off? Wait, is it a number of dollars in the bank? What is it that'll make me not feel like this when something happens? Something like this happens, man, it makes me want to crash out. I feel threatened. I feel like they're gonna take it all away. These are the issues that are going to be great to discuss in therapy when I'm 45 and I've made my millions and there's college funds completely filled up. But until then, we're grinding daily, baby. Let's go. It's Thanksgiving, man. I'm supposed to be thankful and grateful. I know. And I am so thankful. I'm thankful for everything I have. I'm thankful for the community, man. And this is the thing, I'm the business owner on paper, right? I can sign all the documents I want, but there's no Supwell without the community. I really feel like the community is the business and owns the business, man. And I try to always put the community first. So I'm super thankful for that. I'm thankful that we have the app. Man, I'm thankful for the team. Barrett, Meredith, Grant. Meredith is actually running the turkey trot with us and coming over for Thanksgiving. Shout out Meredith. Barrett has completely elevated the brand and just taken it to the next level. He basically read my mind of what I envisioned Supwell to be, put his own spin on it, and made it 10 times better. And Grant, man, just muscling, execution, making sure we're posting every day on the channels. He's my partner in crime for getting stuff done. And of course, Phil on the ones and twos, developing the new Supwell app, which will be launching soon. I'm thankful for that, man. Thankful for my day job, and it's tough because, man, I've been in this job for 3 years and I had a lot of growth early on in my career, and then I hit the pause button to work on Supwell. So I'm in a job where I feel, how do I say this? It doesn't make the best use of my strengths, this job, but I get to work from home. I don't have to travel all that much, except I did in the fall, weirdly. It just allows me to do what I want to do. It's consistent, solid, reliable. I can put food on the table. And man, like I was saying, with the scarcity mindset, I don't take anything for granted. So we can complain all we want about our boss or our hours, but I'll always be thankful when I have a direct deposit coming in twice a month. And of course, I'm thankful for my family, man. Charles, my mom, the support. So I'm thankful for all that. And at the same time, stuff like this is just a reminder. You can't get too comfortable in life. You can't get complacent. Man, unless you have something like 8 or 9 figures in that bank and an income plan mapped out for decades, you can't get too comfortable and complacent. So when I wake up every day, is man, I got 4 other people under that roof that are relying on me. Let's go. That's the mentality you have to have if you're the head of the house. It really doesn't matter either what house you have, what car you have, how much money you have in the bank. You got to put that work in every day. That's my mentality, at least. We were reading Oh, the Places You'll Go last night by Dr. Seuss. Reevesy picked it out. My mom actually gave me that book. And it was just hitting me. It was just hitting me because I've had a tough year. And he has this section in there about what to do if you're in a slump. If you're in a slump. And the kids were asking me, what's a slump? Have you ever been in a slump? What do you do if you're in a slump? And I say, yeah, I've been in a slump. I've been in a slump recently. And all you could do is keep trying and not quitting and keeping it moving. And Mason said, what if it doesn't work? I said, it will work. If you try your hardest every day, it will work. It's never not worked for me. And Dr. Seuss says the same thing too, by the way. You get out of a slump, you go to a dark place, and then you're in the waiting place. But the waiting place is not for you. And that's why I'm thankful for the grind, baby. Thankful for the grind. That's something that nobody can ever take away.
Life is a highway, and I'm gonna ride it all night long. I know there's not a genre defined for Thanksgiving music, but I would put that song in there for sure. Life is a Highway, Fleetwood Mac, Dreams, old school Taylor Swift too. We were both young when I first saw you. I can't get copyright struck for singing it, right? I've got to learn some copyright law, man. But yeah, old school Taylor Swift, that would go into the Thanksgiving music genre. Let me see. I think some Larry June would be Thanksgiving music as well. I'm trying to think. Yeah, Fleetwood Mac, T-Swizzle. Jason Aldean, little chicken fried. Get in that country bag. That's Thanksgiving music for sure. So I think those would be the top 5 Thanksgiving artists right there. Fleetwood Mac, Rascal Flatts, Taylor Swift, Larry June. and maybe Dolly Parton. We got to throw some Dolly Parton in there, Thanksgiving music. All right, so we got 10 miles on the morning, 7:21 pace. It's probably going to say I was terribly inefficient. Oh, wow, 102% efficient. Oh, great. That was tough. My best mile was a 6:15. Yeah, knocking out. So that was 8 by 2 minutes at half marathon pace. Dude, I don't know what I was thinking doing that workout in this. Actually, I do know what I was thinking. I just wanted to get the workout done today, and the shoe showed up either last night or the day before, so it was the best day to do it. And yeah, not bad at all. Very solid shoe. It's a solid type of shoe. Get the job done. Comfortable, smooth, on the firmer side. I do think it's going to soften up some. And there is good pep on the forefoot. And this was a weird workout to do with this shoe, but I mean, it handled it. I felt like I could get up on the front and dig here. And wow, we have some disgusting stuff on the bottom. So yeah, overall solid. I mean, dad drip and solid. Diadora. Adidas thing really threw me off. Update on the whole situation. So I went inside, checked my email. I did hear a response from the third-party legal team that's managing the Adidas Instagram stuff, and they're saying because the Supernova Rise 3 was not officially released by Adidas, any photography of that item falls under Adidas's confidential IP protections. Now, I'm not a copyright expert or lawyer, so maybe that's the case, but they're claiming that it's an unreleased product. Meanwhile, it was literally released on Running Warehouse and on other third-party retailers. So even if the protections exist, I would argue that it's not unreleased because I was able to buy it. And more so, I would also argue that there should be some First Amendment protections for people to post whatever product items they want. So I don't know, but where it stands now is that the Supwell account is suspended because this is the second time we've had an issue happen like this. It happened with New Balance, and they first filed a copyright report in something like March or April, and now it's happening again, so we can't post anything on the Supwell account. So this is kind of an issue. The Supwell account is one of our biggest marketing channels. It's one of the biggest assets I've created with this business. It generates 20 plus million views per month, impressions per month. It's our front door. Instagram is the front door for the business. It establishes our legitimacy. So this is kind of an issue that I have to deal with now. I also don't have a phone because my phone isn't charging this morning. So I don't know. This is the thing about owning a business, man, running a business. There's always some headache to deal with. This is I would say on the more annoying end of the headaches to deal with, and it doesn't seem like it's going to be resolved easily. So yeah, I don't know, but we've worked for basically this entire year to grow the Instagram account to where it is. It's now one of the biggest running shoe, if not the biggest by monthly views and engagement running shoe accounts out there. Man, we've been grinding on that thing. So I have something like this where I legally purchase a shoe, use our grind to get it out there first. And this is the thing I was saying. If you're an independent reviewer, if you don't get the product sent to you by the brand, one of the small competitive advantages you can have is to get the reviews out early. So that's what I was able to do. And it's almost like if you don't do exactly what these brands say, they're going to find a way to bang you, which is just crazy. That's crazy to me because, yeah, I'm not getting the shoes from Adidas. I buy it with my own money, and then they find a way to, through some BS loophole, try to get the Instagram account taken down. Man, that's the type of stuff that fires me up. Anyway, let me see if I can get through the review of the Diadora Cellula Due, even though I'm hot. Let's throw it up, man. 10 miles this morning. Nice fartlek style workout, so nothing too crazy. 8 by 2 minutes. This, of course, is not a workout shoe. This is not a shoe that is designed primarily for speed running, but I've got to say, it handled it decently. It really did. And this is, exactly what you want out of a workhorse type of daily trainer, whether it's the Pegasus or something more modern like the Mega Blast. You want a shoe in your everyday running shoe that can handle any type of run on the calendar. And for that, the Cellula 2 passes, right? It's more than a basic shoe. It definitely can handle the mileage, and it was surprisingly proficient at the speed. Now, it's not a Mega Blast, it's not an Evo SL, it's not a Saucony Endorphin Speed, but it does have some capability to it. And actually, the thing is, if you compare it to something like the Saucony Endorphin Speed, I found that shoe can get too mushy and soft, and a lot of these softer, whether it's a daily trainer or a speed shoe, for me, I don't prefer for any sort of fast running. This was nice because it is but it is decently firm up at the front, and you really feel like you have a platform to push off of. So it wasn't giving me a ton of plate bite. It doesn't have any sort of true race foam in here, but decent enough for the speed. Now, downsides of the shoe, it is heavy, 330 grams. It wasn't clunky or anything, but I could feel that I had a bigger, heavier shoe on it. Very much feels like it is designed to be an impact protection, mileage building type of shoe, and really optimal for someone who's a bigger runner or who wants the ultimate in protection. So for me, doing a 2-minute half marathon pace surge workout, definitely not the type of shoe I would have for that, but it has great protection, and I never felt like even tearing off the ground at 5:30 pace, my legs were slamming against the ground or was lacking in terms of the protection or the forefoot feel. So heavy shoe, but what you're getting, I always talk about the trade-offs, right? It's giving you more protection at a higher weight cost. It is puzzling to me that for some reason this went heavier than the last generation, right? The last generation was around 300 grams. This is 330. I don't know why that's the case, but it does feel like you're getting a lot of protection for the weight. That was a similar thing with the Vomero Premium. Now, this is a much different ride than the Vomero Premium, but that was one of the heaviest shoes I had ever tested. However, also the most protective shoe that I've ever tested. That thing is a complete monster. So ride experience of this, really smooth. You get an 8mm drop. You get a nice geometry. Great for landing at any part of the platform. You can land with the heel, land at the midfoot, land at the front. Overall, just solid. It's solid. This is exactly the type of a ride experience you want out of a shoe like this. And it's not a crazy banger, but that's almost the purpose of a shoe like this. Think about the Hoka Bandai. Think about the Brooks Ghost Max. Think about even the Supernova Rise 3, which apparently I'm not allowed to talk about because Adidas is a BS company. I might have to censor myself, man. It's hard out here, man. It's hard. It's hard. It's just stuff like this that you either dig in and you go scorched earth and you just get super upset and you say, I'm gonna fight in 6th letter of the alphabet these guys, and or you just throw your hands up in the air and quit, right? Those are really the two options. So what am I going to do? I mean, the Instagram account suspended. Do I really get a lawyer and try to sue them and take a First Amendment case to the Supreme Court? Is that what I'm going to do? Am I just going to start from scratch now? Because I don't think Instagram is going to side with me on this. And I mean, the Adidas people were even saying, yeah, that wasn't us who got your account suspended. It was the Instagram automation. But now it looks like I'm just out here stealing people's IP in the eyes of Instagram, which is just so not the case. Like, what do you do, man? You just throw your hands up in the air. It's hard. It's hard. I'm telling you, I'm trying to turn a new leaf. I'm really trying to step into the role as the CEO of a successful running media company. But when things like this happen, it makes me regress. It makes me feel like I gotta cut the toothpaste open again and let them know. It makes me want to go demon time. It's hard. It's the yin and the yang. It's the balance of life. It's gonna make me start picking up the Marlboro Reds again, man. It's supposed to be Thanksgiving. It's supposed to be a time of celebration. Meanwhile, I'm dealing with a moderately large problem on my hands. Let's go through the 3 questions we always ask and answer in these first run reviews. First, how does the Diadora Cellula do against its intended purpose? So this is designed to be a high mileage daily trainer, designed to be a max cushion shoe with a durable platform with a versatile platform to go long, to go slow, etc. For that, it feels very proficient. These are one of the types of shoes where if you just ignore, so the next question I'm going to ask is how it does against the competition and the category. If you just ignore everything else out there, if you were just running this in a vacuum, it's nice, right? If you were to give this to somebody who's a beginner runner or who doesn't care all that much about running shoes, or somebody who just likes having one shoe, if you get this as a present for somebody, they're going to love it. It's comfortable, it's supportive, a decent amount of pep, right? If you're not going to hyper fixate and analyze over every spec and think about, is it the most optimal? It's fine. It's like the Jimmy G, right? But then when you start looking at, should we settle with Jimmy G or should we rebuild and look at what's out there? Should we maybe try to get a first round pick to draft a new quarterback to maybe take us to? It's that type of a shoe where once you do start looking at what else is out there on the market, question number 2, right? How does it compare to the category? So it's $180. Then I started saying, okay, I could spend $20 more, get the Rad UFO. I could spend the same amount of money, get the Mag Max or the Mag Max 2, which, by the way, I loved the Mag Max, but I feel at this phase of training I'm at right now, slightly faster miles, I don't know if I would love the Mag Max as much where I am, but Vomero Plus, same price. It's just, for whom is this going to be the most optimal shoe? And these are the shoes that I struggle with the most in these reviews because it's not a bad shoe. Matter of fact, it is a good shoe. There's very few bad shoes out there. There's only a handful of shoes this year that I really didn't like. And for a lot of the cases, it's mostly something with the quality issue with the actual pair that I got, or it's something with the pricing or the marketing. There are very few shoes that have totally terrible ride experiences, and this is not one of them. If I were just to evaluate this based on the ride experience, it's a 7 out of 10, right? Very solid, smooth, comfortable, good bounce, but against the category, it's not the absolute best at anything. It's most certainly not the fastest. It was capable of doing this workout today, but it's not the fastest, not the lightest, not the softest, but it is very solid. There's nothing wrong with it. I got to the end of that 10 miles and it was actually feeling the best that it had for the entirety of the run. So that is a low-key quality that you look for out of a daily trainer, especially something like this, just the absence of anything bothersome. That's what this has. There's really nothing that's gonna bug you with it. I do have to say, one of the potential downsides was when I laced it up, I could feel that the midfoot, you see the midfoot here, and I don't know why it looks like there's poop on the bottom, but the midfoot slightly narrower, and then you have this medial piece right here where it feels like it was maybe just not pinching, but just pressing or pushing on the inside of my foot. So it's a slightly snugger fit on the inside, so that could be something that might bother somebody with the wider foot. For me, it was okay, but comfortable step-in feel, really nothing wrong with it at all, and the protection is going to be top-notch. So that's the difference between some of the other shoes in the category. And if we specifically compare to the Rad and the Vomero Plus, and the categories have just gotten so blurred. Is it a daily trainer? Is it a super trainer? Is it a max cushion shoe? Is it a recovery shoe? Is it a speed shoe? It's a shoe that costs $180 to $200. Why don't we just look at it that way? It's a shoe that I would run in that costs $180, $200. So versus the Rad, that does have a more aggressive feel. That has a faster feel with the Rad. Nice speedy ride to it, lots of pop. But you might not always want that, right? So the Rad might not be the optimal shoe for somebody who's in a more relaxed period of training, or maybe you just don't like that lower 6mm drop feel. This is in the sweet spot, the 8mm drop, where you can land more at all parts of the platform and very comfortable for landing with the heel. Something like the Rad, for a true heel landing runner, can feel slightly aggressive at times and force you up on your toes. That's something this is not going to give you. Then same thing with the Vomero Plus. On the other side, that's a 10mm drop, and I've really come to love that shoe, but again, it puts you up on your toes. This has just a more relaxed feel to it. So very reliable, solid, relaxed feel type of shoe. Not gonna blow you away, but sturdy workhorse. The Italian stallion, Diadora Cellula, which brings me to question number 3. How does this compare to everything else on the market? This is most certainly a purebred max cushion comfort type of shoe. It's not going to be a shoe you're going to want to take out for a tempo run or something like I did this morning. It's not going to be a race shoe, so don't pick this if you want a super versatile shoe like a Rad. That is more of the Rad or the Hyperion Max 3. Those are more of the true shoes that you can use for workouts. And I think a lot of the time when we say do-it-all shoe, what we actually mean is a shoe that handles speed really well, that can also feel okay for daily miles. A daily trainer, on the other hand, is a shoe that handles relaxed miles really well, that can occasionally handle speed like we did this morning. So most certainly not a fast shoe. It's a lot heavier than whatever else is out there. Not the most advanced when it comes to the tech, but very solid. So if you're the type of a runner who just wants a solid, good-looking shoe, well-built, will last a long time, this is a really nice pick. I think a lot of people will like this as your weekend long-run shoe. If you want one shoe for casual use and for running, if you want a shoe that looks good for taking out the dog, hitting the treadmill at the gym, or if you just want a very protective max cushion shoe with no weirdness, no gimmicks, good stability, this is a nice pick. So maybe not the most exciting, but very solid. I'll give it a B, B+. There's not a lot that's wrong with it. It's just not a lot that's going to get a whole lot of people excited, other than the fact that it's from a new brand, or I guess not a new brand, but a brand that is not one of the big guys who are out here bullying people. Bullying people, man. I think that's all I have for you today. It's supposed to be Thanksgiving. I'm out here dealing with my business, getting body slammed by these Nazis, so gotta figure it out. I appreciate you. I really do. Shout out to everyone who supported for this entire year. There would be no Supwell without the community. There would be no Supwell without the daily viewers. I know this is a Diadora video. Not a lot of people are going to watch it, but I really wanted a video to go up tonight, the day before Thanksgiving, that was the long format that a lot of people like. So this is for you. If you're getting ready for your turkey trot right now, if you're sneaking off during Thanksgiving to get a break from the family, if you're with your family and listening to your headphones, if you're preparing food for the family on Thanksgiving, shout out to you. I really wanted to do something that I know the core people who really get it, the slug life people that you all love. So this video is for you. I appreciate you. I'm super thankful for you. We're going to keep it pushing. This is the thing about me. You could try to take down the Instagram account. You should try to suspend the YouTube. You could try to do whatever, but you can't suspend the grind because we go every day. And that's never going to stop. No matter if I'm working on Supwell, no matter if I'm running or golfing or fishing or reviewing cars, we go daily. Because that's a promise that I made to myself in the toughest of times. We go daily no matter what. So I appreciate you. I'll be back tomorrow with another video. German's messing with the wrong guy. Get him chopped, throw him in the pot pie. I'm not a farmer, but I can get him hogtied. Who you calling small? See you in court. I'm LeBron-sized.